we operate like a startup. We try to move fast. We try to be part of extended arm for these startups looking to scale fast in the next 5 years. So at least you have to have your ultimate goal, but how you get there, it's gonna change depending on what the market asks for and what the market is moving towards to. I would say that listening to your audience, as you said, that's important.
It's incredible, actually. That's a whole infrastructure from like 0 to 1 and beyond type thing, which is a great service. There's so many people out there who literally don't know with respect to starting their business. Good afternoon, Franco. How are you?
Hey Dylan, I'm good. What about you?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. It's great to have you here. So to the audience, today we're speaking with Franco, the CEO and co-founder of GoGrow, a global dev partner helping startups to build, scale, and launch fast. We're going to explore today how he's navigated building a cross-border business, the realities of a startup and clients in that space, and what it takes to stand out when everyone is offering the same thing. So Franco, a warm welcome to you. Great to have you here. Where are you joining us from today?
I'm joining from Uruguay. Thanks for the interest. Thanks for having me. So yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Fantastic. And so what's it like in Uruguay at the moment? Whereabouts exactly?
Yeah, so now we are getting to the summer, so the weather is getting nicer. So we are in the other part of the world where summer is, Christmas is during summer. So yeah, that always makes people from Europe or America, interest about that. So yeah, things things are good.
Yeah, it's interesting. Christmas in the sun. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I guess that's all you've known, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's fine.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's fine. It's all good. It's all good. So, I mean, listen, let's talk about GoGrow. Very interested to hear, you built GoGrow from scratch. How did it begin and what inspired you to launch back in, was it 2020?
2020. Yeah, we started in 2020. We were four co-founders back then, two co-founders from Uruguay, where I'm based, and then two co-founders from San Francisco in the US. So we were basically, chatting about building products, building a startup, and then these co-founders were working at an accelerator in San Francisco. So this idea came up where basically people or founders were struggling to find reliable talent, reliable partners, and the kind of overcome all the difficulties and challenges when working with teams abroad, time zone, trust, quality. So this idea of helping startups and founders came up, and we've been all into that since that moment, trying to reshape or reframe a little bit what nearshore looks like. Mostly for US-based companies, but it's been a fun journey so far.
So you're a startup for startups?
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, we operate pretty much like a startup in the sense that we try to move fast. We try to be part of or like an extended arm for these startups that are looking to scale fast, whether they just got a round of funds or they have new milestones to achieve. We pretty much become part of their team. So we fully understand what are the challenges, what are the needs that these startups have. So I think that's part of our core values. So yeah.
So it's amazing. So you're effectively you're going on the same road as them, or you're the same path as them at the same time as they're going through it, and therefore you're aligned in that regard.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, these most of these customers we work with are early stage startups. So are we. So we understand what it takes to get to where they are trying to go. So I think that also that flexibility in terms of you know budgets or deadlines. So we try to really nail that down in order to give a high quality service that aligns with their expectations and goals.
Amazing. So, what was your first big break or project that made you realize that this idea could really work?
Yeah, so there's been a few cases where, for example, one of the first customers that we started working with back in 2020. After 5 years, we continue to work together, and they've gone through all the way from nothing, like starting with a simple MVP, growing it, going live on Shark Tank, now getting acquired and being part of a bigger ecosystem and bigger company with bigger goals. So all the ups and downs that we faced with that client, and being there for there, and getting the feedback that they can rely on us for their entire development cycle of their product is what really tell us that we are doing something good, and we are good at it. So that's one example. But we've helped companies get acquired pretty fast and build their products from scratch to reaching millions of users. So that gives us the confidence to keep helping these startups from the technical side and product as well. So yeah, those are being some examples of the level of quality of our work.
That's pretty impressive. So, I mean, how do you target a particular startup's, I guess, ideal client to get them more business through the door? Is that part of what you do?
So our ICP is usual. It's more like these early stage startups, and typically they could it could be just the founder or the founders. It could be a small team that's trying to get their product to the next level. They typically are. Non-technical founders that have an idea, or they have played with a small MVP, trying to get some traction, some attention from investors, and also they are validating their idea with some early customers. So what they need is to focus on the business side, and have someone else, like a partner, to elevate their technical side, the products, and they rely on us for that. But also when some startups have raised, let's say, a seed round or a Series A round, and they need to move fast, they need to achieve bigger goals, and they need like a tech partner in their same time zone that can work alongside with them. In those cases is where we strive as well.
And what's the biggest challenge that people have found with respect to finding their first round of investment, like seed investment?
Yeah, so that first stage, we've seen both sides, the successful cases, the failures as well. So I think many times the founders focus on having like a perfect product to go live, instead of getting some early validation with maybe a prototype, a small MVP. That's what the customer really needs or wants. So that initial iteration, validation with customers is really important. We have built MVPs, like huge MVPs that are more than an MVP, like a real product, V1 product, and they end up in nothing because they didn't have enough, validation or traction before launching that product. So I think iterating fast is what really helps these early stage startups. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you on that. I think that people try to make something too perfect or too on point and this, that, and the other, and it's not necessary. And quite honestly,
Yeah.
what you think or what people think is needed isn't necessarily what the customer or the audience want. They might want the base case, and then you sort of need to like launch that and then build and see as you go along, right?
Yeah, exactly. And you start pivoting. The initial idea becomes something different because it's what clients really ask you for. It's like if you have an early customer that's using one of your core features, maybe the rest of the features are not useful for them, and they start asking you for other features that maybe you didn't consider before. So I think that's what's makes these products different and what makes your early customers to stay with you in the long run. So yeah, that's really important.
So with that sort of in mind, you've worked with a lot of startups, right? So for what separates the ones that survive from the ones that fade away?
So of course, it also depends on the idea and if it's something that people really want, not just your idea from nothing. You have to validate that idea. So that the customers that have our clients that have really nailed it down is the ones that are great at solving one problem and getting really solid at that, and then all the other ideas or features start to come. So I think figuring that problem out and fixing that problem for your audience and doing it right and good. That's key. And of course, then it depends on the founding team and how well they do when trying to sell the product, offer the product to customers, getting the attention from not just from the customers but also from investors that inject money to scale the business. So it's a mix of a few things that really make them be successful. But of course, it's I would say solving a real problem fast and well done.
So solving a problem fast, not needing it to be perfect, iterating, and then obviously listening to what your clients have to say, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So, I mean, there's a level of unpredictability in what clients want because, clients are constantly changing. In that regard, like, how have you seen people being able to cope with that?
Yeah, so I think that is part of every business. So we don't know exactly where we are gonna be in the next 5 years. So at least you have to have your ultimate goal, but how you get there, it's gonna change depending on what the market asks for and what the market is moving towards to. So I would say that listening to your audience, as you said, getting pivoting fast or iterating fast. So That's important, and being up to date to what the trends are. Of course, also having a solid goal that you really focus on, and not getting distracted by um, all the news. I think that's also important. If you are confident of what your goal is, I think you can get there if you work hard. Yeah.
So you mean obviously you put a lot of time and effort into helping other startups scale and grow. What would you say the hardest part has been about scaling GoGrow? Is it finding clients? Is it retaining engineers, or staying differentiated?
So probably one of the hardest challenges for businesses like ours, and especially GoGrow, is differentiation. So getting getting out of the Red Sea, the crowd of other agencies and teams and freelancers and coders that are all over the world, and having a unique value proposition for our customers, trying to understand what we do well, and where we strive, and focusing on that, and getting the attention of potential customers that may need what you offer, because the market for software development is huge, and you could have options. We are based in Latin America, but also in Europe or Asia, India are big hubs. So com- differentiating ourselves is been one of the challenges, for sure. Not being that generalist for how we present ourselves when talking to potential customers, or on social media, or just in general. So that is one of the biggest challenges, and for sure, since we work with startups, and they a high percentage end up dying. We have to be all the time getting or acquiring new clients, just to keep our team busy. So that's also one thing, and for sure, retention is not our biggest problem, but for sure, the competition is high, and the bar is always getting higher. So yeah, that's also part of the game.
So you taking a stake in these startups? How are they paying you?
So we are pretty flexible in that sense. There are founders or startups that offer us a stake of the company, but we don't wanna you know kill them in a way. So we want to be their partner, and not put them under the pressure of needing to give away their shares to us to do the development. So we try to accommodate our payments in a structure that makes sense for them, and helps them also grow. So in some cases we consider getting some shares, but in other cases we just structure payments in a flexible way for them um, to partner with us, and not be so under the water. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. It needs to. There's different structures with different situations and different founders and different niches, right? So I guess you'll assess it on a case by case scenario, right? Depending on what suits and fits with respect to a partnership. And I think one thing that is really sort of stands out through all the conversations that I've had as well, and we've touched on here is finding your niche and differentiation with that, in this sort of sea of like startups and people, like, what does that, with respect to your market and GoGrow and your clients, the people you're looking to work with, what does that mean in practice for you in terms of like finding your niche and, how you differentiate yourself to that particular niche?
Yeah, so we we've been pretty focused on, for sure, the early stage startups and non-technical founders, as I mentioned earlier. That's one of the customers we approach, and then we also focus on some of the technologies we are really good at. For example, nowadays it's not very popular to work with Ruby on Rails, but there is a huge market of products and companies building with Ruby on Rails. So we've tried to focus on that technology to be really good at and offer our customers a high quality product and deliverables. So examples like Shopify or GitHub using Ruby or Ruby on Rails are good examples of what the technology can achieve. So although it's not trendy nowadays, it's better for us, to be honest. So we could have our offering to these companies that are building with Ruby pretty solid, and offering them a trusted partner for building with Ruby. Those are being two of our main, let's say, niches. So yeah, that's what we are focused on right now.
Great. So, I mean, in terms of, how do you then find, how do you find your ideal client? But more importantly, what advice would you give other founders who are looking for a service like yours?
So you said, sorry, it broke up a little. Did you said how we find these clients?
Yeah, it's a mixture of both, right? You're looking for a particular client, and you've got founders out there who are looking for who might not know, how to like match up with you. Like, how would you guide them to GoGrow?
Yeah, so we on the technical side, on the Ruby on Rails side, we've been going consistently to Ruby events or conferences all over the world. We also have people in our company giving talks at these companies just to showcase our capabilities. We also write blogs. We also write case studies of products built with these technologies. Also for founders that are looking for partners that have built similar ideas to them. These case studies help a lot. Then we try to network and go to startup related events. I just came from the TechCrunch event in San Francisco, where it's full of startups and founders looking not just for investors but also potential partners. So we try to attend these events, talk to partners that are maybe working with founders or startups accelerators or VCs or any other agencies or companies working with the startups. So that's how we get to know new startups and also products that are built on Ruby on Rails.
So it seems like you have a pretty comprehensive support at different stages, right? Like MVP stage, founders non-technical founders struggling to find engineers or technical partners.
Yeah, so we have on one side the MVPs or these these initial products that companies build. And then when they are trying to scale and find reliable engineers, we also support them with that.
Well, I mean that's pretty amazing. So you could, it's basic for someone who's got an idea, has sort of got some sort of starting model of it, and then they just need a structure to help them build out.
Yeah, and we offer them also some flexibilities if they need to scale up or down their teams. So we don't have long-term commitments, so they can work with us on a flexible structure. And maybe today they need a few engineers, let's say 2, 3 engineers. Maybe they raise let's say a Series A round, and now they need like 10 engineers. We could also be flexible in that way. So yeah, that's also pretty. That also stands out for them. So we try to be there for them in no matter what the stage they are at.
Which is incredible, right? That's absolutely fantastic. So, do you then help them pitch, or do you have investors that you have ready looking to deploy capital that you then help prepare them to like pitch to? Presumably, there's going to be some level of predictable sales that these founders need to have in place in order to do that. Is that something that you then also help them with, like trying to generate that revenue? Because obviously you have a vested interest, right?
Yeah, so we on the pitching side, sometimes we also participate as kind of like fractional CTOs in a way, more like the tech partner that has built their product. So we have participated in these meetings with investors. When it comes to helping them get funding, we have a network of founders or successful founders or investors that may be interested in investing in our clients and startups. So we also provide some introductions, some connections for them. So yeah, that's also part of what we can offer based on our experience and track record of expertise with startups.
That's incredible, actually. That's a whole infrastructure from like zero to like one and beyond type thing, which is a great service, right? There's so many people out there who literally don't know what you know with respect to starting their business. So yeah, I mean that's an incredible business, right? So just shifting gear a little bit, and if we look at how AI is changing, your product development, your platform development. Obviously, it's a huge theme at the moment, and will, structurally speaking, continue to be as AI, not just has capex spend, but actual deployment of AI into the real world. How do you see, or how is AI changing your platform?
Yeah, so it's really changing our business model. For example, when it comes to MVPs, you now can see all these products like Lovable, Replit, Bolt, these products that are really good at building some prototypes or initial MVPs. We are now getting a lot of let's say founders that are building on this, and they need help maybe on that last piece of launching, and then getting a more solid product after they have a B1, let's say, in production. So we've been getting people with these prototypes. So it's in our court to decide whether we can reuse what they have built on let's say Lovable, or if we can let's say rebuild some portions of it, or maybe rebuilding the core infrastructure and the backend, things like that. So it's these tools are really good for example, for front end development, or just interfaces. But maybe for the backend, it's a little bit more tricky, and maybe we need to. There are some security gaps there, so that need to be addressed. So that has changed in the past. They used to come to us with just an idea, or maybe some drawings, some mock-ups, but now they are coming to us with an initial working prototype. So that has changed it's kind of the bar to create a product has been lowered. So now everybody could build let's say an MVP. So yeah, that's been something we've been looking at so closely, because that was part of our offerings, and now we are reshaping a little bit that offering. Of course, now all the products pretty much are incorporating some level of AI, whether it's some generative AI or some basic stuff, but also the more complex agentic kind of workflows as well. So it's it's been so transformative for the industry that it's pretty exciting where we are going after. So yeah, now we are training all our staff with AI, having them like from the fundamentals to the more complex materials to get up to speed, to use AI tools to code faster and be more efficient. So yeah, that's been transformative for our business as well.
It's fantastic to hear that you're excited about AI in the workplace, and embracing it the way that you clearly have, because there still remains a lot of resistance out there.
Yeah.
On the whole use of it.
But yeah, we are not going back. So so we gotta adapt to this new let's say new world. So of course that there are some consequences to this, like maybe shops getting let's say replaced by AI, but also a ton of other new opportunities and shops are being created. So yeah, that's my vision on this.
So, are there any AI tools or workflows out there that you're particularly excited about right now?
So mostly all the agentic stuff. So we've been playing with all these. Now recently, for example, OpenAI released their agentic agents infrastructure to build on top of them. Of course, we've been using more like the coding tools to build agents as well. There is a good library for Ruby called Ruby LLM that we've been playing with. So I think that's all these integrations, let's say on let's say on ChatGPT to book a trip, or create records in a database in a chat interface, are things that are gonna change how products are built and how people interact with our products. So I think that's pretty exciting, and more we will start to see that be part of our day-to-day life when we interact with our smartphones and applications, and maybe you can start booking appointments and doing stuff with just voice, things like that. So that's that's gonna be pretty exciting.
So, what do you think the impact of AI is going to be in the startup creation or for startups? You know, for somebody starting up in the next 3 to 5 years, how do you think it impacts?
So right now, I see that we're kind of in a bubble as well, in the sense that maybe let me back up. So with all the investments in AI startups and products and AI in general, I think we are kind of in a bubble where for investors it could be too risky to invest in a startup that's building with AI because maybe tomorrow ChatGPT replaces what you are building and your startup doesn't exist anymore. So that's one thing, the risk of the investment on startups. But I think where some of them are doing already, what some of them are doing already, and what I see this is gonna be more mainstream, is kind of like going very deep in a specific niche and problem, and doing it in a way that's hard to replace by the Geminis, the ChatGPTs, or all these tools. So solving a specific problem and building your AI infrastructure to support that and not rely entirely on, let's say, connecting to OpenAI. So just more like the initial, at the beginning, there were a lot of, let's say, ChatGPT wrappers that were being created, but I think that's not viable anymore. So there's a need for getting a step ahead of this and building stronger products that solve very specific issues and problems. So not generally chatbots, let's say. So that's my take on this.
Yeah, no, without a doubt, I think it's actually a huge risk just to be reliant on one platform. You've got to be multimodal. You've got to be able to be flexible enough whereby your framework or your product, the framework of your product it has the ability to be able to shift gears, shift where it sits without being disrupted in such a huge way, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So let's
Can
shift
agree more.
gears a bit and beyond business. I'd love to hear a bit about how you lead. You know, managing teams that feel like they're, you know, in lots of different places. What are some of the sort of personal lessons you can sort of share with us? Like, how do you maintain culture and motivation across, you know, a distributed team?
So one of the things that I started to realize year after year is that engineers and very capable employees, in order to have them motivated and engaged, they have to be working on difficult problems, on challenges, be challenged every day. So I think getting bored or start working on rudimentary tasks that don't make them feel that they are growing or learning or getting better every day is what at the end of the day kills them. They wanna feel that they are growing, you know. So having a career path for them, helping them or supporting them along that process of we work with a lot of, let's say, mid-level people that we help we help them get to a senior level by not just creating a career path, but also coaching them through the process and motivating them to learn, to deliver a good quality work, to be curious, to be up to date with the newest technologies, things like that. So there is a level of being surrounded by talented people, have more like leaders in your company that they can learn from. So that helps with retention and being in an environment where they can feel like they are contributing to something. That's also the beauty of working with startups, where our work really contributes to something tangible that they can see in production. So they are not just fixing little things here and there. They are making an impact on the products they work on. So that's also really valuable for them. But I think at the end of the day, it's part of, in a very highly competitive space like this. It's part of that. It's like being supported and being surrounded by great talent and having a clear path to grow within the company. So yeah, and making an impact on the work, on the products that you work on.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot there that all makes sense. It's sort of engaging your team in something that they're working towards, where they feel that they're a part of, is huge, right? It's a big part of management. Outside of paying them, right? Obviously, they need to feel like they're developing, evolving, and part of something, part of the whole
Yeah.
nation, right? So I mean, tell me, what's one leadership lesson that you have learnt the hard way?
Oh, it could be, yeah. So I think working with people is harder than than maybe solving a technical problem. I think there are many variables involved when leading or managing people that you learn the hard way when having a business, that all the, let's say, um, things that are not under your control, if uh, employees get along with, or they are good collaborating, or they are team players, or they are more individualists. Those things that are hard to spot when you are interviewing them, or you are hiring, that then become a problem when having them work on a team, or contributing to a common goal. So those people issues are hard to deal with, because you don't wanna destroy, let's say, your internal culture or your dynamics, because someone is not a pretty good teammate. You know what I mean? So those are things that you don't expect when you start your journey as an entrepreneur, because you are trying to solve a problem for your clients. You are not trying to solve people problems. So that's something I learned the hard way.
It's all part of the journey, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I guess that also turns to the questions, like, before they even get into your team, what are you looking for when you hire?
So we look for proactivity. We look for people that can work independently. We work with we look for hungry people. People that wanna wanna do things well, that wanna grow, that wanna push to a common goal. So and people that can that can have a voice, that are not afraid of speaking up. Like sharing ideas, sharing feedback. That kind of people is the ones that we look for.
Great, fantastic. And how many is your team at the moment? How many people do you employ?
We are 20 people at the moment. Yeah, so most of them are software engineers. We have designers, we have project managers, QA engineers. So it's a mix of all those technical roles.
And they're all over the world.
Yeah, we're mostly in Latin America, mostly in Uruguay, but yeah, we've worked with people all across the globe. Yeah.
It's impressive. It's impressive. So, you know, let's looking ahead, like your vision for the next chapter. What does success look like for GoGrow over the next 12 months?
So we wanna continue helping startups. We wanna be more involved in the AI wave, and working on more and more complex projects, and helping startups succeed in this new era. So yeah, we will be also sponsoring maybe Ruby and AI conferences. We want to be more recognized in that space. So yeah, we will be focusing all our efforts in building that image, that trust on with clients, and yeah, that's where we are going toward.
So really going down the AI niche and being known for a platform that helps in that space, and sort of AI forward thinking, not just in your platform, but then how you help founders incorporate that as they go along.
Yes, 100%.
So then if we were to talk a year from now, what would you most want to be celebrating? What do you hope to be celebrating if we were to talk 12 months from now?
So looking forward 12 months from now, you said?
Yeah, like what in your mind
Yeah.
right now, like what would you be like, I want to be celebrating that. I want to be like, yes, we've done this.
Yeah, so one is like keep growing our team. Maybe 30 people team working on all these on new AI startups, new projects that are making an impact in this new space. So yeah, I'm having a higher recognition in the entire world, with the work that we do for startups. Yeah.
Got it. So then when people hear GoGrow, what do you want them to immediately think?
So it's like we are the tech partner for getting to the next level in your startup. So that's what I want them to remember, and yeah. Yeah.
Fantastic. It's a great thing that you're doing, you know, helping people, not just as a startup yourself, but, you know, other startups, and sort of going on a journey to help startups enable to scale and grow and build and advise as they go along. You know, I think what you're doing is fantastic. You know, so as we wrap up here, to summarize, we've covered quite a lot, right? From startup realities and differentiation to AI and the future of your, you know, GoGrow's development globally. You know, Franco, thank you very, very much for being so open. I think a lot of founders will resonate with your honesty about what it really takes to sort of build in this space. So, you know, thank you so much. You know, if you could share with us how people how people can connect and follow GoGrow, please share.
Yeah, for sure. I'm pretty active on LinkedIn, Franco Pariani on LinkedIn. They can also find GoGrow on LinkedIn, and yeah, they can reach out to me, and I will be happy to talk.
Fantastic. So connect with GoGrow on LinkedIn, connect with you, Franco, on LinkedIn, and go from there, really. So yeah, for anyone watching, for anyone who wants to connect with GoGrow, and specifically Franco, please search him out on LinkedIn. A great way to start your startup. Thank you, Franco.
Thank you, Dylan. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
All right.